Public Works and Safety, roll call.
Mr. O'Connor. Mr. Lundy. Here. Mr. Scotty.
Here. Are there any conflict of interest statements?
There are none, Mr. Chair.
Approval of the minutes, we're going to defer action. I don't think either of us had a chance to look at them.
I haven't, Mr. Chair.
First item is item A, change order number 2 for Walnut Street reconstruction. This is an increase of $6,401.93. And I think that will finalize the project with like a less than a 3% total increase over the original bid amount. Yes.
I'd like to make a recommendation the change order be approved.
And I'll concur. Next, we have an amendment to the contract between the Indiana Department of Transportation and the City of Hammond for improvements to Indianapolis Boulevard. This is the section from 165th to 169th. We have an agreement. It's an older agreement, and they wanted this added to it.
I recommend the amendment be approved.
And I'll concur. Next, we have a supplemental contract with the Indiana Department of Transportation for Columbia Avenue. This is an increase in federal dollars that are available for that project. The project originally had a little less than $4 million. Now it's got $4,250,806. So I'd like to recommend that we approve that.
I concur.
Next, we have a professional service agreement with United Consulting for engineering services for River Drive reconstruction and ornamental lighting on Northcott Avenue, Golfway Court, and Bering Avenue. I'd like to recommend that we approve that agreement.
Also 4th District?
Yes.
I concur.
No, this is 5th District. Maybe that was 5th District too. I think it was, wasn't it?
Walnut?
I think so, yeah. Sorry about that. Next, we have correspondence from Clearwire requesting permission to perform system upgrades at 509 Douglas.
I recommend that we approve the request.
And I'll concur. Next, we have correspondence from Practical Environmental Consultants requesting lane closure at Speedway, 7345 Kennedy Avenue on February 28th, and Speedway 6845 Calumet on February 12th for groundwater monitoring. I'd like to recommend that we approve those lane closures. Next, we have a hearing on property located at 240 Douglas Street.
Good morning. There's 2 properties involved, 240 Douglas Street, 814 Summer Street. I'm a little behind in the paperwork. I'm supposed to be preparing an agreement for review by the city attorney where 814 Summer Street is being abandoned and no longer used as residential or rental property, and 214 Douglas is being altered to eliminate the basement apartments and do some other things for the upstairs ones. I'm thinking I can probably get it done in the next 3 weeks.
February 14th?
That would be great.
And I'll concur.
Could I do one other that's on your list? It's item U for 5754 Elm. If it pleases the board, I'll just have a letter advising of my representation.
Please. Are you already on Elm?
Do you want that same February 14th date?
February 14th would be great for that. I just need some time to get into it. It was 2 basement apartments and 2 upstairs apartments. The owner, Mr. Baldozo, lives in Iowa. His mother is the only occupant there. And since they tagged the basements as uninhabitable, They moved her upstairs to one of the units upstairs. Nobody's living in the basement now. And the indications are he's going to convert it to a single-family residence. He wanted time to check out the costs and what all would be involved.
I recommend we set that for February 14th as well.
Thank you very much.
Now we go back to item H.
4754,
Item H is property located at 268 169th Street and 12 Lawndale. These are these? Oh, yeah, we have a letter from Efron and Efron that was received, looks like late yesterday. Representative, the property owner Dennis Ritchie and Manners respectfully request the hearing be set for both properties on January 17th, be rescheduled to March 21st.
H is rescheduled to March 21st.
Yeah.
I'd like to recommend we approve the continuance to March 21st.
And I'll concur. Next, we have a hearing on a property located at 243 Wildwood.
It was my understanding they were represented by an attorney. We can continue this 30 days. We have some another inspection that we need to do.
Recommend we continue this to February 21st.
And I'll concur.
That would include 912 Summerhouse. Same owners.
Brings us to J, right? No, that was J. This is K. Well, why do I have this one?
They're the same owner. Those two properties.
Oh, okay.
What was that date, Bobby? I'm sorry.
221?
We took care of both of them? Okay, next we have 6408 Garfield.
How are you?
Please state your name and address.
Jason Nugent. My address is 2551 North Douglas, Arlington Heights, Illinois.
And that was where the letter was sent informing Mr. Nugent that he needed to register the property in November. Registration from 2010 through 2012. We also sent another letter. Incorrect address.
Yeah, first letter just had incorrect addresses. Actually, the first two letters had incorrect, so I just wanted the correct address sent to me. So basically, in the letter, it says we realize that all property owners may not be aware of the requirement of registering, and it's their goal to work with these owners in getting these properties registered. So, yeah, completely unaware. I'm not a professional landlord. This is actually the only house I have that has a rental tenant in it, and to be honest, he's doesn't pay all his rent the whole time, but he's an honest person, and so I let him stay there. You know, the fees that are being asked here of $500 for multiple years, I think are excessive. They'd cause me a hardship. I mean, we just have a 5-week-old at home and you know, lots of expenses. I'm absolutely willing to pay, you know, the back fees associated with the you know, rental permits and you know, obviously yearly on January 2nd, I'm sending in my registration every year that I have this property, and the person that's in there would like to buy the property. Unfortunately, he's probably years away from doing that with his credit. But I'd ask the council here if they could you know, grant you know, some reprieve on the late fees, and I'm willing to, you know.
If I may, as the board's well aware, we do everything we can to notify people that have rental property in the city of Hammond that you need to register every year, including notifications by mail and the water bills, and several notifications throughout the paper. We try to contact them, let them understand that you need to register, and that's what brings us to this point.
And the first.
Based on the fact that we seem to have made an error on the address. For that reason, I'm going to make a recommendation that your appeal be granted, your late fees be waived, but you register your unit for 2010, 11, and 12 at the regular rate of $80 per year.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Concur. Next, we have item L, property located at 529 Vine.
Property's never been registered.
Is anyone here? Mr. President, nobody's here. I would ask that the appeal be denied.
Okay, as nobody appears, I'm going to recommend the appeal be denied.
I'll concur. Next, we go to item M. Item M is rental registration on a property at 7540 Jefferson.
We have in our records that there was a new owner for 7540 Jefferson in July of '08. Is that when you purchased the property?
Yeah.
Are you Christina
Yeah.
Rosas? Okay. And what is your current address?
108 Blackstone, Thornton, Illinois, 60476.
Ma'am, do you have any other rental property?
No,
Is this your only rental?
yeah, I had to leave because my husband got a job and I had to leave. And my friend took over the house while I get it, either sold or
Okay.
by the owner.
But I mean, do you charge them rent?
Yes.
Mr. President, this is her first rental. It seems like it's mostly friends living there who probably help with the rent. She's coming in out of the cold, so to speak, although coming into here is just as cold. I would ask that you perhaps consider waiving the late fees, but let her register for those years.
I'm going to make a recommendation that the late fee be waived, the appeal be granted. Can you register the unit for 2010, 11, and 12 at $80 per year?
I only started renting last year, 2012.
Oh,
I was there,
you were there until then?
yes, it was till the end of the year. Only because, like I said, my husband had a job and I had to leave.
I'll concur with your recommendation.
It's $80 for 2012 and $80 for 2013, correct?
Yeah, all right, thank you.
Next, we have item N,
You need to go to the bank.
rental registration for property located at 4904 to 4906 Ash Avenue.
If we can continue this for 30 days, we need to do an inspection. First, Mr. Resnick has appeared for us, so we need to do an inspection on his property.
Recommend we continue this to February 21st.
I'll concur.
Thank you.
Item O, correspondence received from attorney Richard Marock requesting a rental registration here for property located at 2030 Stanton. For March?
I'd like to recommend this be set for March 28th.
I'll concur. Next, we have item P, notice violation for property located at 6533 Jackson.
The property located at 6530 Jackson, and upstairs, currently, they did remove that up there, the farmer needs to be finding some more time.
Recommend we approve the findings in order.
I'll concur. Next, we have item Q, notice violation on property located at 4618 Pine.
We're asking for the removal of one first-floor apartment, one second-floor apartment, no permit, no fire separation present. Believe the owners are wanting to sell the property, have been contacted them to sell it.
I'd like to recommend we approve the findings in order.
And I'll concur. Next is item R, notice violation on property located at 4841 Elm.
Can we continue that on March 14th, please?
Recommend that we continue to March 14th.
I'll concur. Next, we have item S, and that is notice violation hearing on property located at 903 May.
We're asking for the removal of the rear first-floor apartment, converting the second-floor apartment and first-floor into a single-family home.
Are you the property owner?
Contractor, property owner. I just found out about it, and I didn't really have much to look at yet.
If we can continue this for 30 days till we get an idea of what is necessary, what needs to be done in this conversion, understanding the contractor in line to do the work, we just want to make sure that what's necessary.
So you'll work with staff to determine what
Oh, yes.
needs to be done with them. Okay,
Recommend this be reset for February 21st.
and I'll concur.
Thank you.
Next, we have item T, notice violation hearing on property located at 4437 Cedar.
We're asking for the removal of the second floor apartment. As for our inspection, full recommendation of the owner occupied. Second floor is being used for storage.
Right.
Property owner,
Yes.
what's your name and address?
Elizabeth Romero, 4437 Cedar.
Is there a potential that we could get a deed restriction on this property for the second floor since it's owner occupied and there's no occupancy up there?
Nope. I have my closing papers and everything, with the deed that I had to go to Crown Point to transfer everything over to me. I didn't have anything done to the property. That's exactly how I purchased the building. Nope. I was planning on renting it anytime.
First, can we set up a deed restriction?
Sure, I'll just need Matt to get me some information on it, because I don't know anything other than,
30 days?
yeah, 30 days, as long as Matt gives me a copy of the file.
Mr. Romero, you'd be willing to sign a deed restriction saying you won't rent the second floor? Is that
Yeah,
what it is?
that's
Very
fine.
good. Do that.
Thank you. Next, we have item V, notice violation hearing on property located 1822 Davis.
We're asking for the removal of the basement apartment. Cedar height, 6 foot 4, no fire separation.
Guys, in concurrence with the city's code enforcement department, that your ceiling height in your basement is 6 foot 4, and it's being currently used as a rental unit?
No, sir. I'm Yolanda Chidas. This is my mom, Sylvia Chidas. We're both on the deed. We do not plan to use the basement as a rental now or ever.
Is it currently being used as a rental?
Not at all. We purchased this property September 18th of 2012, and it is purchased the way as far as the inspectors found it, but we don't know what they use it as. I mean, we don't plan on using it as a rental.
You're going to live there?
We are, yes.
Someone's staying down there?
No, not at all.
No one's staying there?
No.
Can we prepare a deed restriction? You guys be willing to sign a deed restriction saying that you won't rent the bottom?
Definitely.
Basement?
Yes.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
We just wait?
No, we'll get it to you in the mail.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you.
Okay, we move on to item W, notice violation hearing on property located at 4839 Pine.
We're asking for the removal of the second floor apartment, converting it to a single family home.
Who's the property owner?
My father owns the property.
How long do you need?
He's in Arizona presently, so I was going to hope to ask for 60 days.
I recommend that we approve the findings in order set for status March 28th.
I'll concur.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have item X, notice violation on property at 4237 Dearborn.
I would request that the board affirm the removal of the illegal second floor apartment was permitted. The kitchen area in the upstairs has been removed. It is related living. The owner's granddaughter lives there. She initially came in because she wanted a reduction in her sanitation bill. However, she's aware that there's electrical work and some plumbing that still needs to be done to convert it to a single-family home. However, she stated she does not have the money to do that, so she is aware by keeping it that way she'll be charged for 2 units, but since it's related living, and the kitchen is removed, we know she's not renting it out. So I would just like to affirm the removal and get it recorded that the property is a single-family home.
Recommend we approve the findings in order.
I'll concur. Next, we have item Y, correspondence received from Attorney James Foster requesting a continuance of the hearing on property located at 4839 Elm,
I recommend that be set for March 14th.
and I'll concur. Next, we have correspondence from Gary Gleason, Street Commissioner, regarding request for signage on Calumet Avenue. I think Gary doesn't want to do anything because it's a state highway, so we'll have to work with NDOT. So this will be referred back to engineering, and I'll talk to somebody at NDOT. Next, we have correspondence from Hessville Little League requesting permission to hold their annual opening day parade on Saturday, April 27th at 9 a.m. And they have the route attached. I'll recommend that we approve the parade route and the day.
I concur.
Next, we have item BB, correspondence from City Attorney Christine Cantar authorizing purchase agents for the law department,
I recommend the 2 agents be approved.
and I'll concur. Next, we have the amusement device list,
Recommend the amusement device listing be entered into the record.
and I'll concur with that recommendation. Next, we have correspondence from Hammond Parks and Recreation requesting JF Mahoney Drive become a one-way traveling east during the 11th Annual Pampered Women's Show to be held at the Gene Shepherd Center on March 23rd.
I
I
recommend,
think it's also, and 24th.
I recommend that Mahoney Drive, become a one-way street during that time period.
And I'll concur. Do we have any matters from other board members?
I have one, Mr. Chair. In relation to the Board of Works appointment to the Hammond Planning Commission, we have a vacancy. I'd like to recommend that Kim White be appointed to fill that vacancy.
And I'll concur. I have one matter. I have a license agreement for 4510 through 4536 Holman Avenue for groundwater monitoring for Porter's Apparel. I'd like to recommend that we approve that.
I concur.
Any other matters?
I have none, Mr. Chair.
Any matters from any department heads? New business, old business, meetings open to the public. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak?
Recommend we adjourn.
I'll concur. Meeting adjourned.